Have you ever paused to consider whether animals perceive time in the same manner as we do? It's a fascinating question that delves into the very nature of consciousness and experience. Our human existence is meticulously structured around the rigid frameworks of clocks and calendars, dictating our schedules and shaping our perceptions. But animals, in their natural habitats, seem to live by a completely different rhythm, a rhythm dictated by instinct and the environment. For us, time is often conceptualized as a straight line, a progression from the past through the present and into the future. But for animals, time might be experienced as a cycle, an ongoing pattern intricately tied to the movements of the sun, the changing seasons, or their own deeply ingrained instincts. They don't rely on clocks or schedules to know when to hunt for sustenance or when to seek rest. Their bodies and finely tuned senses provide all the guidance they need. So, if animals don't measure time in the way we do they truly feel its relentless passage? Do they experience the weight of moments slipping away? When a lion patiently waits for its prey to appear, is it consciously counting the minutes? Or is it simply existing fully in the present moment, attuned to the subtle cues of its environment? Exploring the concept of animal time challenges us to step outside the confines of our own human-centered perspective and consider alternative realities. There are undoubtedly other ways of experiencing the world, ways that lie beyond our current comprehension, ways we're only just beginning to glimpse and understand through scientific inquiry and observation. The animal mind remains a profound mystery, brimming with untold secrets and waiting to be unraveled by those curious and dedicated enough to truly look and listen. Think about your dog. Consider their world so different from our own, waiting patiently by the door, sometimes even before you arrive home from work. How do they know? What guides their anticipation? It's not magic or some kind of canine ESP, it's simply biology at work. Dogs perceive and sense the passage of time through the subtle fading of sense, not by watching ticking clocks or consulting calendars. As your unique scent gradually fades throughout the day, your dog instinctively learns to anticipate your eventual return. Their internal clock is meticulously built from consistent rhythms, circadian cycles that naturally dictate when to eat their meals, when it's time to sleep and rest, and when it's time to play and have fun. The pangs of hunger, fluctuations in energy levels, and the comforting sound of familiar noises all work together to signal the natural flow of their day. So when your dog enthusiastically greets you at the door, it's definitely not because it's been meticulously counting the hours. It's because they're responding to a complex world of ingrained patterns and subtle environmental cues. Their innate sense of time is more like a beautiful symphony of interconnected signals, rather than a precise sequence of numbers. Dogs essentially live in a comforting loop of predictable daily events, faithfully trusting in the familiar rhythms that they instinctively know. Ultimately, their unique experience of time is both remarkably simple and profoundly insightful. In the wild, animal timekeeping isn't about seconds or minutes. It's something far more profound, more deeply ingrained. It's even more dramatic than our human perception of time. Birds like the Arctic tern migrate thousands of miles, undertaking incredible journeys with perfect timing, navigating vast distances. They are guided by subtle changes in daylight, the shifting angles of the sun, not by calendars or clocks. Their internal compass is finely tuned to the Earth's rhythms. Sea turtles, ancient mariners of the ocean, return to the same beach decades later, driven by an instinct that spans generations. And bears know exactly when to hibernate, preparing their dens and bodies for the long winter sleep, all triggered by subtle environmental cues, the shortening days, the cooling temperatures, and their own internal clocks, ticking in harmony with nature. For animals, time isn't measured in hours or minutes. Time is the length of the day, the feel of the air on their skin or fur, the position of the stars in the night sky, a celestial map guiding their way. They don't plan for the future with spreadsheets and calendars as we do. They sense its approach, feeling the subtle shifts in the world around them. Their lives are intricately woven into nature's cycles, moving in harmony with the seasons, responding to the Earth's ancient rhythms. Animals aren't just living in the world. They're an integral part of its ancient rhythm, deeply connected to the pulse of life. Their instincts, honed over millennia, keep them perfectly in sync with the pulse of the planet, a symphony of life played out in perfect time. Scientists have tested how animals perceive time. In one study, rats learned to press a lever after exactly 12 seconds for a reward, showing they can sense intervals. This interval timing helps animals survive, whether waiting to pounce or knowing when it's safe. Their brains act like pacemakers, adjusting to excitement or fear. But do animals remember the past or plan for the future? That's still a mystery. We see their actions, but their thoughts remain hidden. Animals experience time in ways we're only starting to appreciate. Each creature has its own unique clock, perfectly tuned to its life. Thanks for joining us on Chronicles of Curiosity. If you enjoyed this journey, be sure to watch more, like, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations. See you in the next adventure.